Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1950 Smith Corona Silent vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And this is the left margin. This is your right margin. You just want to make sure they're in between these two paper fingers so you don't get stuck on them. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 3 adjustable rollers, and that's when you know you're dealing with a luxury Smith Corona. When you have all that support to hold the page down, nice and crisp print. Margins look pretty good, but if you're too close to one side of the one of these fingers, then the vibrator that goes up and down can get stuck on that and mess up those first couple characters. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip the switch back. It skips 2. One more, it skips 3. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side. Flip that down to the red indicator. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful typing machine. One of my favorites of all time. It's probably the best Smith Corona ever made. And one of the top typewriters. This with the Silent Super would be one of the top 5 to 10 maybe. There's a lot of nice ones, but this one is probably one of the best domestic typewriters. Just super easy, tight action, smooth and quiet. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that down before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. And the main difference, this is the precursor to the Silent Super. So the main difference between this one and the Silent Super is this has a manual tab set and the Silent Super has a tab set on the keyboard. Shift on each side, a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again, backspace on top of that. And we're going to do that tab right now. So we just hit the tab button. It's going to stop at each one of these little tabs that you set back here. Little tab inserts, and you just put them anywhere on this rack. And there's a scale on here to tell you exactly what space you're on, and it stops at each one of those. You just want to make sure that they're set with the open side on the facing outside. Otherwise, you can get, when you're moving your margin, you can get stuck on it. It still works, but you just don't, if you're constantly moving your margin, then you just want to be careful of that. And that tab will stop at each one of those little tabs. So the difference between this one and the Silent Super is the Silent Super will have a tab set right here on the right and clear. So, and you can set as many tabs as you want on this versus only having options for about 6 on this. So if you're a really tab savvy person, then you probably want to go with the Silent Super, but they're pretty much the same typewriter without that difference. I'm going to move the color back to black. MR below that stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button. It does allow you to go all the way to the end. And also some people like it without the more sophisticated tab system because it's less things to go wrong. The manual tab sets typically will last a lot longer, less maintenance to do. And sometimes when those manual or when those key set tabulators get messed up somehow, bent or something, then the whole typewriter won't work. So this is a little bit more reliable when it comes to mechanical longevity. Open the hood, all the brand new ribbon is loaded on the left side, so it's pulling clockwise to the right. If you want to switch that direction, there's a switch right above the backspace. You flip that up, it'll pull counterclockwise to the left. Flip it down, it pulls clockwise to the right. And if your ribbon has eyelets, which are the little metal inserts on the ends, then it will automatically flip the rotation by pulling this. So if it pulls to this side, then it will continue to pull that side, and vice versa. Touch control, the higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. The lower you go, the less tension. You have to hit them harder for them to print when it's on high tension. So you just want to play with that to see what you like as far as touch control. This is your carriage lock. So that will lock the carriage in the middle so it protects the escapement and the knobs. The escapement is the mechanism that allows the typewriter to move one space at a time. And it's got these nice metal carriage release levers on the newer models. It has hard plastic ones that break all the time, and if you have one of those and need a replacement, check my shop. I do have those available on my eBay shop. If you pull out this lever, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space, and the same concept with this lever on the inside here. You flip that down and disables the spacing. Flip it up, you get the clicks, and that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.